Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you guys how I made this taco lasagna. So I will be using some fresh basil, some onion powder, garlic powder, taco seasoning of course. I have this big bag of Mexican style cheese that I picked up from Costco, a can of tomato sauce, and I have 2 cans of those, an onion, a yellow bell pepper. Also, I have garlic, um, some low-fat cottage cheese. There's my other can of tomato sauce. I also have this package of lasagna noodles, some petite diced tomatoes, and some ground turkey. So first we are going to start by chopping up all of our vegetables. So the next thing I'm going to do is add some olive oil to a large pot, and I'm going to add my vegetables into the pot and I'm going to saute them, and once they are done I'm going to add my meat and I'm going to cook that until it's done as well. I want to take a moment and wish each and every one of you a happy new year, and I want to tell you guys how thankful and grateful I am to have you as a part of my YouTube family. So now that my meat is done, I'm just going to go and add all my seasonings and spices and mix everything together. So now I will be adding my 2 cans of tomato sauce, petite diced tomatoes, and my fresh basil, and I'm going to allow this to simmer for 30 minutes. And this sauce is also really delicious on top of some spaghetti. If you don't want to buy the jar spaghetti and you just want to try to make, some homemade sauce, this is a really good recipe. And you can always, use what you want and freeze the rest for a later date. So while my meat sauce is simmering, I'm going to start on these noodles. And I just added a little bit of salt to some boiling water. And I'm going to cook these noodles for probably 10 minutes. I don't want them mushy. I want them nice and firm. And they will continue to cook in the meat sauce and the cheese as well. So this is how my meat sauce is looking. It is now done. So now I'm going to start working on my cottage cheese filling. And a lot of people use ricotta. I don't like ricotta. I don't like the taste of it. And this cottage cheese, I don't know, it gives my lasagna a different flavor. And all I do is just mix some low-fat cottage cheese with the egg. And I add a little fresh basil to it. And I use that as my filling. So now it's time to build our lasagna, and what I'm doing now is taking a thin layer of meat sauce and I'm covering the bottom of that pan. And once I'm done with a thin layer, I'm gonna add my noodles on top of that. Once I'm done adding my noodles, I'm gonna go in with my cottage cheese filling, and I'm gonna add some of that on top of my noodles as well. Now I'm going to cover my noodles with my meat sauce, and then I'm going to go in with some cheese, and then I'm going to continue layering my noodles, my ricotta filling, my meat, and my cheese. So once you are done, you should have your meat sauce and your cheese on top. And then you're going to cover it with foil, making sure that the foil is not touching the cheese, because once it melts, you don't want the foil to stick to the cheese. And I've cooked this on 375 degrees for 25 minutes covered. And then after 25 minutes, I took my foil off and I allowed it to cook for another 5 minutes, and then I took it out the oven and allowed it to cool for at least 20 minutes. This is how your lasagna should look once it come out the oven. I'm going to add a little bit of parsley flakes for decorations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, be blessed.